We have to start a revolution, not against an establishment, not against a regime. We have to start a revolution against ourselves. We all are aging, which is awesome. It's beautiful to live longer. But we're in total denial, forgetting that what our society is offering to our older members today is absolutely horrible. These are outdated venues from last century. Think about it. Retirement communities sounds great, but these are entertainment establishments where we put all the old people in there to play bingo for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Or assisted living facilities. Assistant sounds great, fantastic, but again, we're putting all the old people together, put them into one building for efficiency so that we can give the people the right care and the right services, which is wonderful, but all the old people together? And nursing homes, storage facilities. And guess what? 50% of old people in nursing homes are there because of social deficits and nothing else. And think about it. Old people are you and me in a few years from now. And what we're doing to older people is that we're segregating them into places, and we all know that segregation is wrong. Racial segregation is wrong, sexual segregation is wrong, age segregation is wrong. And this is why we have to start to think about a new way to age. And first of all, we have to love aging. And not just when we are 50, 60, 70, we have to love it today. Because aging is a gift that we get with life that is wonderful and beautiful, and that is an opportunity that we have to take serious. And we have to consider it that when we're getting older, that we more and more become pioneers. Because think about it, people who are older come to a point in life when nobody alive has ever been. That is an absolute pioneering effort, and we have to embrace it and we have to celebrate it. And we should never forget to be social. Because what is so important when we're getting older, that we have an amazing network of people around us. And guess what? Older people move 3 times in the last 3 years of their lives. And every time we move, we lose friends. And you know how much harder it's going to get to make friends when you're at a moment and period in life where the lifespan is just so much shorter. So we should be smart about it to move to the place where it makes sense to live and age in grace. And we can do so many things about it. We don't have to just look for the right place to move where all of our friends are. We can start to invite them to move actually in our neighborhood, to make great neighbors and to create that kind of social network that makes all the difference when we're getting older. And we should never retire. It's the worst invention that our society has really created. And guess what? When you look forward towards retirement, then you should actually quit your jobs now and find something you want to do for the rest of your life. And the beauty is that actually now already lots of people getting older start to a new business. And the amazing networks and amazing opportunities now allow older people to do actually the things that they wanted to do all life long. And so why not? And we are allowed to be students forever, to play around and to learn and to engage and to get smarter and maintain our curiosity. And we have to make sure that we can stay fit. I'm sure you and me, we all go to the gym on a constant basis, but we can do that also by kind of informal exercising that is provided already throughout the city, throughout the buildings that we engage with all the time. And remember, walking up 1 flight of a stair extends your life by 6 minutes. How beautiful is that? And we can turn our home into a gym to make sure that we can always work out at any given time. It is equally important as eating and sleeping, it's staying fit. And then we are how we eat. Of course, it's important what we eat, but it's also very important that we do it in style, so that it's that one moment where we reflect and enjoy and really take part in the beauty of living. And we should eat social, so that also the first point where we have to try to be social and engaged, we can use eating as part of that. And access versus mobility. Just let's keep in mind that actually at some point in our lives, we're going to lose our driving license. It's just a fact. So we can look in many, many different ways how we can do that, but most important is that we find early alternatives so that we don't depend on the car at a later age. And Google, please make it happen as soon as possible, because this will be a game changer, because age depression, age suicide peaks at the moment when people lose their driving license. And we have to turn our homes into castles. Today, most of us are buying actually apartments for the resale value. That means we're buying a home for the next person and not for ourselves. But what we have to make sure when we move into a home when we're getting older, that the home is there for us and it's adequately prepared for all the little things that might go wrong in life. At some point, we're going to need maybe a wheelchair or mobility going to get harder. All of these kind of adjustments are going to be important to bring into the home already much earlier. And guess what? You go surfing, you go skateboarding, you break your leg, you're going to be very happy that you have done that already much earlier than later, because it's going to be awesome at any given time. And we have to make sure that people can hold on to the house, because safety and security, it's really key. And there are many, many little details that we have to take into account to make all of that happen. And then we can add services and conveniences into our life, and who doesn't like them? Isn't it amazing when we already have that today in our lives? And when we're getting older, it's getting even more important. And we can share help around us so that we not have to carry the burden alone. And we can also trade help so that there's a social exchange where we can help each other and engage with each other. And we have to make sure that we actually pass on all of these ideas into our community and into our network. And we should actually think about transparency. I don't know what you know about your parents and about the plan, and the wishes and the wants and the desires. Create that transparency in your life and ask for other people to share that with you. And there are many details that can be discussed that we all shy away from. And guess what? Somehow, aging is almost like starting up a company. Because there's so many unknowns that we have to deal with, and why not create a board of advisors that we always consult early on, not when we're 50, 60, 70. Let's do that already when we're 30 and 40, so that we have people around us that help us to steer into the future. So now you might wonder, what does all of this has to do with me? Because everyone is here below 30 years, except of me. But what is the beauty of new aging is if we are learning from these principles, we can actually look into opportunities how we can create amazing products that are great for older people, but also great for everyone in society. For example, Sabi came up with an amazing new product line that is great for bathrooms, that looks cool and hip and fun, but really also just grab bars and things that are amazing for people with limited mobility. Or Mini Cooper. They thought they're designing a cool, hip car for the world, but it turned out that actually the average person who buys a Mini Cooper is much older than who buys a BMW. And this is because it is smaller, it's economical, but it also has a huge door, and it's really convenient to move into it. Or Uber. We think that Uber is just good for us because finally it's so convenient and we don't have to wait for the taxi anymore on the corner. But Uber is already the game changer for the older people who are still waiting for Google to finally come up with a self-driving car. And already replacing the car with the convenience that can be tapped into at any given time. And Blue Apron, guess what? I'm the biggest fan. But for older people now that actually the ingredients that are being sent to their homes allow them that they can avoid that they have to go for groceries and all of these other things that might be challenging when you're getting older. And me as an architect, I can do something like this.
Rising into the sky at an incredible speed, boosting luxury and ultra-modern amenities. But most people never think about how a building grows up and ages. Really, we never think of how we ourselves age. Aging is part of life. It is what makes us who we are. This is why we created Skylar, a new aging tower that takes the challenges of aging and turns them into opportunities. A building designed to enable users to constantly grow and shape their own future. Imagine how the experience of living would be different if you were supported for your whole life. How would it change the way you engage with the people around you? Wouldn't that be a smarter way to live? A better way to live? Think of the building as a section through society. Nurseries for young children, offices for working adults, business hubs for retirees, a spiritual center to promote self-awareness, healthcare facilities for inhabitants who need assistance. Skylar expands its inhabitants' social reach as they find new ways to stay relevant in the world around them. A different life is possible with Skylar.
This is our revolution. It's not just for the people who are old, this is for all of us who are aging. Thank you.